Hey guys, what's going on? My name is XCaliber, and I am here with XCaliber's Anvil build series, season 5. I don't know what session, doesn't matter. We're building this crazy thing for Shattered Realm for XBC, so they can mine their little hearts out. But we got something special we got to look at today as well. So we're going to clean up our desk a little bit here. Let's do that. Let's get rid of this guy. Definitely not using this, so I don't feel bad getting rid of this thing. We need room. Let's move this. We need room, guys. Alright, yep, let's move all this stuff off. What over there? A rogue cultivator. Alright, so the Shiroseiya Daisho Alpha 8 build. We're gonna see if this is gonna be viable for the Xerax homeworld. Alright, so first things first. We need to fix the cargo in this thing. Plenty of room for tanks. Plenty of room for medics. I mean, you could fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there's more over here if you don't want to put SVs. You could fit them in there. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Alright, so the next thing we gotta worry about is cargo. Cargo. We need plenty of cargo. Actually, I guess I wouldn't do that, would I? Let's leave those. So these up here. Hey, Mental Banana, how's it going? Has this bug happened to you where you sit in the cockpit seat where it will glitch you out and exit the seat? I have not experienced that personally. Okay, so let's do this side. Yeah, has anybody else in the stream experienced that? I personally have not. A weird place for that. I don't think. Um, I don't think we need to go too nuts here with this here. Let's hold on, let me check something. Right here. Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey.
Great.
I am live. I hope everybody's cool with that. If you're not, let me know. We are I'm looking at the Shirosei Dai show, right? I've got it spawned in the stream here. It doesn't have to have a lot of cargo, right? Like 2 complete systems. Like how many systems of cargo do we really need?
What are we using it for? Just hauling our tanks around or going mine?
Well, I mean, yeah. So I guess it'll be like the base, the the full base for our operations on Xerax Prime. So I guess it should. I mean, it should have some cargo. I'm not saying it shouldn't, but I guess what I'm asking is how much cargo. Makes sense.
Well, my ship that I designed, it has 6 because you figure it's gonna have to carry ammo for your own the CV. You're gonna have to have ammo for your SVs if you bring any, stuff for your HV, plus anything that you salvage and any ore that you want to come back. So quite a few. That's just personally.
Mm-hmm. 6. So 6 complete systems.
Yeah, pretty much. Cause also if you're gonna bring some friends along, if they're gonna be using it as a forward operating base as well, they'll want to maybe contribute to adding to the supply depot portion of the ship.
Right.
I don't know if we need quite that much, but
Yeah, 320,000. Yeah, I think maybe 4.
that's what I was gonna say. 4 seems like right at it.
Because, I mean, everybody's going to have bases and stuff as well, so, I mean, that's just to get you.
I mean, we're gonna use that to get us around, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll do 4 then. That makes sense. and everybody in the stream. So I will be doing this will be a direct update to the Shirosei Day show on the workshop. I'm not going to be re-releasing this as a Mark II anything. So the edits that you see in this stream are going to be the changes on the current workshop build.
So it'll update for us, won't it?
Yep. Yeah, it'll be an automatic update if you're
Sweet.
set to it. Yeah. Alright, so that's 2. So we've got 1 on each set there. So we need... See, it's so funny how, like, this whole cargo thing has changed, like, ship design, like, needing to manually access stuff, but then now an input and an output kind of have to make sense now as well, right? Where those outputs are versus the inputs and just all that. I guess I could have the outputs over here.
What's that floor made of?
Everything's combat steel. Yeah, so if you've never seen this before, this is full-on combat steel, heavily armored vessel here. If you look at the front here, I mean, this is all lag shot armor, and then up here you've got a full garden, got a full bridge here.
I like that lip in the front like that. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah. You got extra storage here, which I'll convert to do the extra storage containers. You got quarters here. Got like an engine room somewhere. But yeah, mainly it's hangar. I mean, this whole thing is one huge hangar. So, you know, you could fit 10 Maddox back here, and you could fit really big SV or like 4 fighter SVs, or you could just fit more tanks if you want, whatever. It can fit probably 15 to 20 Maddox, I would say, if you put them all side to side. Like, it's a big amount of room here. So that's why I was thinking this for this issue.
Yes, sir. I like it.
And then up top you got plenty of room for SVs as well. And it's got a full weapons complement, so anything orbital, anything planetary, it's got a good protection.
That is sweet. That looks nice.
Yeah, so, alright, so we'll add 2 more systems here. So the outputs don't have to be as big because, you know, anything you craft, you're generally gonna take out of the box. You're not gonna leave it in the box. So I'll have 2 outputs in the construction area, and those will be 48,000 each. And then in the overflow storage, we'll do another system. The big thing is gonna be the not the logistics, but the signal logic in this, because I have 2 power systems on this thing. I have 1 tier 2 generator, and then I think I have like 8 tier 1 generators, and then I have like, yeah, it's complicated, so I gotta make this make more sense.
I know a guy who can fix that for you.
Yeah, I know a guy too. So once Draconis chimes in,
Yes.
and have you look at this.
Somebody page me.
Yeah, but don't worry, not now. I still gotta design it, but yeah, this thing will need it'll need a signal logic overhaul.
I I see how
when you
this
get
is.
around to it.
Yeah, right. When I
Yeah.
get around to it.
Yeah.
By tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Right. You know, he's gonna hand it off to me as is right now and go. You know what? I want this done. You know, like an hour ago.
Hey, Bug, what's up? Yeah, no,
You know,
it won't be that bad.
Where are you streaming?
Twitch?
I mean, not streaming. Where are you building that?
Oh, right now I'm just in my Anvil episode here. You want me to bring it into the foundry? Yeah, let me
I
do
mean,
that.
Well, couldn't he do the signal logic as you were building?
Oh, you're totally right. God, just the benefits of having a creative server. All right,
That's
let
kind of
me.
the
I mean, we were just having, you know, that conversation before the meeting, you know, talking about, you know, the foundry, and not very many people there.
All right, so let me save this. Jump over here. Hey, Santa, what's going on, man? All right. Oh, right, my whole it's dark thing. Hey, Duck Call Dan, how you doing? Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream.
You should make an SV with spotlights on it for the time of day.
Yeah, well, yeah, I made these, but yeah, they don't work too good. But they, actually, Bone Dog had that one. Bone Dog, he's not around. He's eating.
I've got the line if you want to grab that blueprint. Of course, that's on Earth.
Yeah, it's not. I'm mainly gonna be inside here. I'm not gonna be working outside. All right. Hmm. 1, 2.
By the way, the epic armor has 4 times the armor.
Have you already got it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Mozo was absolutely right when he was saying that he edited the wrong file for the worm leaders.
It's 128. It's roughly less than half.
And you'll be happy to know, X, at one point in time, we were actually hostile with the Polaris.
At one point in time isn't all the time though.
No. I mean, just like three,
Keep
4 hours
working
ago.
on it.
We're unfriendly right now, but I actually went into Polaris territory and tore up a few structures to get some steel to make ammo, and it was like, you're hostile. Good to know.
Hmm. Alright. One. So I could just make this. Let's do that. Hey, what's up, Nine? How you doing? Okay, let's take it down here. Close. Cause this can go back. So.
Is there a spawn pad on Abeno?
Blazer might have one.
Alright, so we'll just do regular boxes here. Yep. Something like that. Guess that's kind of how I had it. Did a Xerox just join the Oh, it's Eric. I was like, uh-oh. No, it's just Eric.
And he's
Get on the ground, sir. Okay, now what signal logic am I working on?
So if you look at the P menu and you look on the right, I've got a max power, max whatever. We probably don't need 2 systems anymore. It's probably overkill. If I could just do the tier 2 generator system, and we could probably dig out these tier 1s.
Okay, well, let me get away from the doors and stuff.
Well, here, let me just turn well, I guess you can't turn signals off because that's what you're using. Yeah.
Okay. So you want either the max thrust or the max power?
I think a max thrust is important, but the max power thing. Well, see, I think the max power thing was only to save power if you're not using that thrust, but you could just do that anyway, right? Like it doesn't really.
You cut out.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. You can hear me now. What I was saying is I had the max power because you only needed that max power when you had that max thrust on, but it doesn't really matter, right? Like my thinking didn't really make sense. So we can do the tier 2 generators and probably just take out the tier 1s unless you need that as well. So I guess just do a max thrust and then we'll gauge how much power we really need and then we can kind of determine it from there, I guess.
I would say that's entirely up to you. My thought process on this is me being me and how my logic works. Max thrust, max RCS, and max power would all get tied into one switch. Labeled whatever you want to label it, so that max everything gets turned on all at the same time. So if you need the thrust and you need the power, you'll need the RCS for maneuverability. It all gets turned on at the same time to give you that max insert name here.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but the way I had this set up was different than anything else. I have 2 full power systems. So I have one power system only for regular thrust. And then I have an entirely separate power system for max thrust. But that separate power system isn't only for the additional thrust, it's for the whole ship. So it's one or the other. It's not combined, if that makes sense. Like I'm not adding power. I'm completely going to a secondary power system when I do max thrust, which is overkill. So what I'm saying is we could probably just do the secondary, which is a tier 2 generator, and forget about the tier 1 power system. And then just just affect the thrust and stuff that way.
Well, no, that's fine. All I'm saying is that, if you were to have kept it this way, that's what I would have done. Your separate systems that you would have only really needed for the max insert name here would have all been tied to one switch, so that if you needed that thrust, the RCS, and the power, you flip one switch and you get it all at once. But if you're going to swap over for, from tier 1 to tier 2 gens, then yeah, I won't need to tie that in, and I can just tie in the max RCS and max thrust together, so that when you need that, you've got it. And it would just be one switch.
Oh my god, they must have messed with this texture in an update because this no longer works. Oh, that's horrible.
FYI, no spawn pad on Albino.
Okay.
What in the world's Blazer been up to then?
He's got a base. No pad.
No pad.
X, did you ever figure out your computer problem you had from the last stream?
My computer sucks. That's about the gist of it. Yeah, I think it's Space Engineers. The fact that we're on a multiplayer server and streaming, and I just think it was overheating my computer and causing issues.
Alright, well, I will be right back. I need to get me some more coffee. And then I can get to work.
Cool. Yeah, they screwed this texture. Man, that really burns me. This looked so cool in Alpha 8 because it was just the lines and it looked really cool. Now it's all stupid. Damn it. They mess with this one up too, maybe. It's just this one. Yeah, no, they definitely mess with the texture and it doesn't line up anymore. Yeah, that sucks. Why'd they do that? I don't think they even realized they did that. No. Alright, so the garden's fine. Does this make sense? No. No. This no longer makes sense, guys. We don't need 3 food processors.
Alright, I'm back.
Maybe 2. 2 makes sense.
I like to.
Now my next question. The thrusters and the RCSs that you currently have turned on, are those going to be just the standard thruster and RCS that you're wanting to use, or are those going to be the ones that you wanted for the max thrust and max RCS?
Let me look in the P menu real quick. I remember. Let's see here. Guys, this got a lot of medium thrusters. I use medium thrusters for this. Okay, so max thrust. Yeah, so if you look at these thrusters, there's already a signal for max thrust. Okay. Some of these are set to max thrust. So yeah, I guess I would just keep that and we'll rename it max whatever. Yeah, max thrust, right? Because power, it's they don't need to know it's max power too. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And then I guess you'll
max,
just
max lift, max thrust, something along that lines.
Yeah. And then yeah, so whatever set I guess is fine. Jesus, that's a lot of freaking medium thrusters.
I will say this. If your intent is to keep the thruster and the on the main P menu having that separate RCS switch, then
Not really important.
Even though the signal logic is going to apply, the RCSs that are not going to be tied in with the signal logic part is going to have to be in its own. Either it's going to have to be in its own group, or those that the signal logic have been applied to need to be in their own group. In which case, that means that once the ship is complete, you can't auto group. Otherwise, if you flip that RCS switch on, and all the RCSs are in the RCS group, it's going to turn on all the RCSs instead of just the ones that are just needed to be able to cruise control, normal fly mode, whatever you want to call it, and having the max thrust being separated out, because it'll turn those on too if you auto group.
Right. Yeah, I'm not super worried about. The only reason I think I have the RCS thing is that it's kind of twitchy when you have them all on.
Yeah. We
can even remove some if it's too much. I mean, it was just to give people options, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah.
So for right now, since you've got all this stuff in here that hasn't been grouped yet, I'm going to go ahead and auto group before I start working. So it goes ahead and adds everything in. And then I will get to work on getting the what is and what isn't.
And I am still adding stuff, so I'll auto group as I go.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even start if I was you. It's the reason I don't like working on or using the auto grouping part, because I always add and take two from a build and you mess stuff up.
Well, I can do the signal logic part right now. And either he can do the auto group, I mean, not the auto group, he can either add the group and then separate the out the thrusters and the RCSs that are part of the signal logic into that group, or I can do it when he's done. So I mean, it's one or the other. It will have to be done. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't do stuff by groups, so you know. Alright, so that gives us good wireless coverage.
Evening, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Alright, so that gives us yeah, it gives us wireless on all corners. So when we're using it, we can tether.
Smart idea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna change all these boxes. These are the old 250 boxes. We're gonna switch all these to the new ones, the 16,000s. There's not really a way to do a pedestrian. You know what? This thing doesn't even have landing gear. But it totally could. Let's try that.
It's a good thing I don't stream,
Why is that?
because the view I have right now looked like he should have been laid out on the concrete with just half a body. And now there's just a floating head
Right.
sticking up. Okay. Anyway, all the RCSs and thrusters have now been tied into the max thrust signal logic, and I have removed the max RCS and max power signal logic names from your P menu.
Okay.
Since you're swapping over to T2s. Good Lord, have mercy. Yeah, those landing gear won't work for you, XCal.
Why?
The ones right here,
Where?
they don't reach the ground.
Oh, where the hell did these come from? Oh, I guess there was landing gears. No, I think those were just. Oh, okay, I see. So this was actually meant to. Oh, there is landing gears. Oh, so it's meant to kind of lay on the ground like that. Is that smart? Shouldn't it be on at least one step so you're not fucking up the blocks?
I would say I would have thought that these would have been one block down to not that they're really needed considering you've got the retractables in place. Because now they've all retracted and they're off the ground. Those other ones I can't see them unless they're meant for in case you like get on like some uneven terrain. That's the only reason I can see them being here is if, you know, uneven terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I see no other, you know, point in having them, but that's just me.
Yeah, we'll just leave it. I like it. I like it to where it's a block. Wait a minute, why'd they retract again?
Because you're not on the ground. There you go. Now, is this one of those premium builds, or is this something you're building for your personal collection?
Yeah, this is just an Alpha 9 update for now. Oh, you're saying I should make the premium furnaces and structures and.
I wasn't making that suggestion. I was asking.
Is that what he said?
That is not what I said.
I heard it.
That is not what I said.
Those were the exact words that came out of his
I
mouth.
heard it
It was
too.
Excal, you should make this a premium vehicle with furnaces and stuff.
Go premium or go
I heard
home?
that. I heard that. I did hear that.
No, see, I would have said go big or go home, but he goes any bigger on this ship, and there's not going to be a doorway it can get through. Its ego will be too big.
Worry about all that later.
Yeah. What? Okay, so first obvious question, which I already know the answer to. We don't need 6 advanced constructors, right?
No. Sick. Well, hold on. First things
A
first.
lot of different ammo being crafted.
This is true.
Well, actually, there's still a first question that needs to be asked first and foremost to answer any other.
Oh
follow-up
Lord, with the
questions.
build-up. Tell me the question. What's the question, man?
What is this vehicle's intended purpose?
It's a fortress of servitude.
A fortress of death, destruction, mayhem, and chaos. I hear.
It's to haul all the tanks and SVs that we're gonna use on the 0x homeworld, but still be a good
Right.
base to hold all that and to do all the production and gathering and whatnot.
Okay.
As we move planet to planet.
Then yes, you need the 6 advanced constructors, or you need at least 6 of either the large, advanced, combination thereof constructors, because you're going to have a lot of ships needing a lot of ammo, a lot of different stuff with processing of a lot of other blocks and stuff that's going to be needing to be crafted. So yeah, you're going to need at least the 6 of any combination, but definitely not including small constructor.
Okay, so then I need. Okay,
Now,
so
I
we're gonna
think it
convert
was-
this to a furnace room.
I think it was Sobe earlier this evening that was talking about the differences between the large and the advanced, and if you were going to be crafting something that was going to take a long time to craft, then you would use the large constructors. Because they've got a lower power usage while crafting, but have a higher power usage while idle. And the advanced constructor is just the opposite. So if you've got something that you need to have crafted fast, but you're not crafting a whole ton of, you would use an advanced constructor. And those can stay idle with a lower power consumption.
I'm gonna remove some of these tier 1s. Because we're gonna go onto one power system now, right? So I don't think we need all these tier 1s. Plus I need the room.
Okay.
So it's-
You gonna be able to make that thing a premium by tomorrow?
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah, count on it.
Why do I have a feeling that that laugh you gave was something straight out of Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I sneer in your face. It's a nice build, though. How long you been working on it?
What, this?
Uh-huh.
This has been on my workshop for 5-6 months.
Nice build.
Man, it's pretty old. It's well,
Nice.
the first Shattered
Nice
Realm
clean
season.
lines. Nice colors.
Yeah, Spange did a video on it a while back when we were first doing Shattered Realm.
I like the we will call it the pseudo grill plating on the front.
Yeah.
Although there is a color on your facing the front. You have one of your grills on the right that has a off color on it. It got painted black by accident.
Ah, I gotta remove these drills too. That was one of the glaring issues with this build.
How big are the shutters? Size are those?
I don't know.
13 by 7s? Jesus. Double stacked? It's a pretty big ship. You want to try and get in that hole.
What hole?
The one on the roof.
Oh, yeah. It was built in mine for like a really big one. I think I tested it with the skip tracer.
26 by 7. Pretty big hole. Oh crap, here we go. It's already got the furnace out, folks.
Yeah, buddy.
Here it comes. Premium build. You've seen it here first on Twitch. You know, but X, the thought would be that you might want to finish the vanilla version first.
Nope.
Well, you should have thought of that before you suggested a premium build.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, I said no such
It's a joke.
thing.
All right, she's got a furnace room, folks. He's ready to cook. Look at that. Yeah.
Tucked away.
Cook those RCSs.
It won't cook them. It'll keep them nice and toasty warm in the deep cold reaches of space. So
Why do
they
I
don't freeze
have?
up.
How many furnaces?
Just the one?
Did you say how many? Damn it.
Yeah, he did. Oh man.
Only one?
Oh,
Yeah, he's
really?
the one.
What do I put? All right.
Well,
Let's.
I mean, there's so many other builds that have one furnace. It's like, you know.
See, now I didn't suggest it, but I'm hearing Sig and Zovia both saying that you're supposed to have 2 or 3 furnaces on.
Oh, I was hearing 4 minimum.
Mm.
Now, what's going to be funny is watching XCal try to squeeze 4 of those things into this thing.
Challenge accepted.
Can you shrink them down?
No,
No.
it's the size that they get
Alright,
pasted
hold
in.
on, yeah.
Only size you get. I wish the move tool would allow you to shrink it down, but no. Damn, you built this thing for an army. 1, 2, 3, 4 grow plots.
Oh, shit.
24 apiece. Lord have mercy. This thing is a beast. Oh, you've got plenty of room in here, X. For the 4 furnaces. You can just put them in here in the cargo bay. Attach them to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Turn them upside down.
Hey, Fire Dragon, thanks for that follow. Welcome to the stream.
I hate that sometimes the blocks actually merge in so you can't see what you're looking at.
6, 2, 2, and 1, 4, 5. That's 6. Oh, it's this thing. Got Conan's watch out.
Oh, I was wondering what you were trying to do. Sorry I was in your way.
Oh no, no problem. Oh, this needs to move over one.
And here, I thought you were making a furnace room so you could stick those 10,
I am.
furnaces in here.
I'm removing the generator in the glass, putting it out here so I could put more furnaces in there. Am I missing? Oh, this motion sensor. That's what's fucking around.
Are you removing this gen in here too?
The tier 2 in there, yeah. There's something else here? Oh, this. Damn. There we go. To move that core.
Oh, hey. I'm glad you can't remove players from the game.
Oh, that's going down there. I can't really do that, can I? Well, I could move this up.
Technically speaking, you could move the floor you're standing on, move it back. Unless those are cargo extensions. Well, those standard steel blocks.
So it's 3, right? It's 3 high?
Furnaces?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's 3 cube.
3 high, yeah. So we've
Oh,
already
it's
got...
3 cube.
This
Okay.
is like 3 layers of lag shot. We don't need that much lag shot. That's crazy. Let's move this up 1 layer here.
I thought the furnaces were just as big as the deconstructors and whatnot.
I wish.
Yeah.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I could fit 4 furnaces in here. Is 4 enough, guys?
I think 4 is plenty.
Yeah, that.
You guys sure? You sure? You sure 4 is enough? I don't know.
That's too many. I wouldn't
That's
do
too
it.
many.
You wouldn't do 4?
1.
2? What about 2?
Well,
1.
you need redundancy in case one gets blown up.
Alright, let's do 2. 2 makes
I
sense.
think 2 is good. 2 is
Yeah,
Two's
two,
plenty.
Yeah,
two's
you can
good.
fit 4 in here. For sure.
good. Yeah, but
What about a deconstructor?
Well, you need room for the 2 deconstructors.
Yeah, I'll put those somewhere else.
You got the same kind of room over here on the other side?
like that. Yeah. More room, I think. I don't know what's over there. Oh, there's another tier 2. How many tier 2 generators do I have on this now? I guess 2. Interesting. Do we need 2? We need 2, I guess.
Well, there's an easy way to figure that out. I wonder what
You'd
the
only
P
need
menu.
one.
I wonder what the P menu would tell me. Generators 7.
Well, don't worry about the tier 1s. Let's just focus on the 2s.
I don't know. You've got one T2 in that group plus 6 other T1s. Yeah, so you've got 2 on here. Counting the one you placed over there and then this one over here. I do love how you put this warp core in though.
Ah, thank you.
That just, and the fact that you got like the little grappling hooks that are supposedly holding it in place and fuel cells that looks like it ties it in. Just a shame you can't make those fuel cells look purple.
Yeah.
Or that pinkish fuchsia kind of color, because that would look really awesome. But anyway. Is that a server side, client side sync issue? Because what I'm seeing, okay, I see what you did here, and it shows it one solid pattern on the yellow wall.
Oh, I'm using the all tool in multiplayer. I forgot about that. Yeah, you can't see that. Shit.
So yeah, mine, I still see the combat or whatever that is.
I forgot about
It's
that.
yellow. No, it's the right color. Just I still see the combat steel outline from the like texture and whatnot. There it goes. I was thinking I was just going crazy or something.
No, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a known issue. We desperately need to fix.
So what is the actual issue so that I can like?
No. When you use the all tool, the all texture or the all paint, it won't show up in multiplayer. It'll only show up for you.
Oh, okay. Here, I was thinking it was just like a, you know, a sync issue between server and client. Jeez, those things are big.
Hey, Bone Dog, what's up, man?
You seriously turn that thing upside down.
Yep, there we go.
They do look cool.
Yeah, alright, guys. 2 furnaces, as ordered. What's next? Deconstructors? Do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It
And
actually looks cool through this glass.
and I have a request to have a storage box. It doesn't matter the size of it, but by the ATM, so that way you could just load up cards in it.
Okay, cool. Decon. Let me look at this stuff, make sure all this still makes sense. Alpha 9.
It does have a repair bay, correct?
Oh, yeah, dude. Premium.
Yeah.
Tier
2 of
4.
them?
It's a tier 4 repair bay. No, it doesn't have 2. Can't have 2.
Why?
It won't work that
Won't
way.
work, yeah. Can't do it, unfortunately. I know.
It would work if you could logically assign the repair station that you have to interact with to a particular repair bay. But since you can't, that's why the devs haven't implemented more than one on either a base or a CV. Because there's no way to tell one station which repair bay it should be looking at.
Hey, Hope, how you doing? Leon, please, man. Alright, so decons. You guys say we need 6, so I can't change those to decons.
Well, I wasn't saying you can't. All I was saying is that you needed either 6 large or 6 advanced.
Yeah.
Your best bet would probably go with the advanced because of some of the ammo types that maybe needed to be made. Can
And
only
I'm
be
using
made with
4 right now, and I'm making all kind of ammo.
You're good with 4?
We're fine with 4.
Yeah, he's fine with 4. We're doing 4.
Fire Dragon. This is the Builder's Foundry. It is for XCal's Patreons and for Spange's Patreons as well.
Yep. This is a multiplayer co-op server, creative. So all you gotta do is sub up to either myself or Spange, and you will gain access once you put in your Steam ID in the Discord for whitelisting. Or Twitch subs, yes, either way.
Yeah, those things are only 2 by 2 by 2.
Yep.
You're gonna basically do the same thing on this one and go to the other side?
No, I'm gonna get rid of these 2 constructors and put one where the constructors are.
Gotcha. Well, in that case.
But played the game first time since year end. Some features drive me crazy, like volume and boxes. Small vessels are now hard to use. Yeah, a lot's changed, but I can, if you just take the time to learn it, it makes the game a lot better to me. It just makes it more meaningful when you design and build stuff. It makes the game a lot more interesting. I think it's good, and I think it's gonna progress and it's gonna get better. But I really love the implementation of the weights and volumes. I was freaked out when it first came out, like everybody, but once you take some time to figure out what's going on, it's actually really cool.
I renumbered your constructors for you.
Cool.
I just didn't know if you wanted to number the deconstructors or not. So after looking at this thing, yeah, you definitely designed a flying fortress.
Yeah, it does have some flaws, but
Name one.
the
Big target.
way, yeah,
The big target.
the front, the way some of it's armored, it could have been better. There is some.
Okay, then add an extra layer.
No, it's not that easy. And then the way some of the lag shot isn't consistent, there is some issues. There's definitely some issues. And that's when I made the Kodachi, which I only released to XBC members, it solved a lot of those issues that I did with this. The other big issue is these drills in the front. These drills need to completely go, because that's the first thing any turrets target, and they take them out first, and they can't defend themselves. So you waste all that zirconium with these stupid. So these are going away. That's why in the Kodachi I put the drills in the back, so that they're not part of the fight.
Now, those that are here in voice and or on stream can help answer this question for me. Is that regardless of whether or not they're actually extended or not? Are they still targeted if they're retracted?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I think so. So let me see here, planetary wise. Okay, so these need to be switched out with these. Let's do that.
Because being the fact that they're CV drills, I wouldn't think they would be viewed as a threat. Now, of course, targeting the what is that? Cannon? Artillery? What is that? A rocket launcher and the pulse laser. I don't know. Yeah, all these up front. The drills may end up taking splash damage from that, or proximity damage due to explosion. But I don't think that they would have been targeted, as they're not really a weapon. If I'm not mistaken, the AI still has the same target list that we do for our weapons. You know, because we can't set our automatic weapons to target the core, and they don't target the core either. Now, they do have one option that we don't have, and we can't just target a cockpit. I mean, we can manually, but our auto turrets and stuff like that, they can't just target a cockpit. So they target things like warp core, thrusters, mounted weapons. And I don't think CV drills are included in the weapons category.
Okay, so artillery turrets 2, black turrets 4, rocket turrets 6, so that's 10, that's max. Plasma turrets 8, pulse laser 2, so that's max 10. Minigun turrets 10, cannon 2, that's 12, that's max. Okay, so everything's maxed out. So there's 2. Oh, they're on here. Unless they're pulse lead there. Oh, they're on the back.
Jen is definitely having fun with the foundry.
Who?
She just spawned in. Jen.
Oh, okay.
She spawned in. She goes, "Help! I'm crashing!" She goes, and then Jet Set was like, "Cool, another water for me to collect." And then Jen is like, "Oh my God, the blood, the blood."
Nice.
So she's probably over on Earth.
All right. So yeah. What else? ATM.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
mean, if you're gonna have furnaces on here, and you're gonna have deconstructors on here, I mean, go big or go home.
oh, I knew I wasn't getting away with that in ATM. So that's...
I mean, that's like essential now, especially for Shattered Realm.
All right, so
I mean, heck, you could put 2 of them in here. Just remove this block right here next to these, automatic doors, and put the ATM right inside it, like its own
Well-
little inset.
you want a bank, right? We need to make Sig a bank. Sig wants a bank.
Sig wants a bank, right?
We're gonna make Sig a bank here. The bank of Sig.
2 of them.
2 banks?
See, now he's wanting
No
2.
calendar too.
You want 2 banks?
Yeah, of course. A savings and a checking.
And that's not 2 banks, that's 2 accounts. 1 bank, 2 accounts.
Okay, so but I mean, honestly though, you want 1 cargo storage, right? 1 cargo storage for the cards, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it can be a small one because it's not about the weight. You're only gonna get what, 60 slots in them?
Mm-hmm.
64. Oh no, wait a minute. I think they all auto scroll to 128, regardless of how much they can hold, weight wise or space
No, it's
wise.
60 something.
Then it would be 64. Oh,
I think it's a box will hold 6.5 million in credit.
So 1 box, 2 box?
1 box is fine. Should be enough. 1 box at a time.
if we're talking about just the regular old style cargo crates, it's 128. Oh, I should say 128 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Yeah, it's 128 slots.
Yeah, you got your ATM there. Actually, I'm kind of worried.
Well, you didn't put it upside down? That's usually how the funds are.
All right, ATM is in. What else? It's kind of all you can do with the CV to make it premium, right? I mean, we could add more weapons here, make this
More
a little more.
turrets, yeah.
No more weapons. No more weapons. Doesn't need that. Keep it cheap.
Sig knows that the price goes up when you add more weapons. All right.
Yeah, as far as base components goes, you've added all the quote unquote premium stuff to it.
I still don't know if solar works on a CV.
You talking about
Panels,
base
yeah.
solar?
Yeah.
Well,
Should science that.
I was gonna say, for science, there's only one way to find out.
Well, can we do that here in creative? Does that make sense? We could try it.
Yeah, solar panels work in creative, I think.
Say you just, well, if you're referring to being able to get them onto the ship,
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, do they actually power the
there's only
ship?
one way to find out. Oh, whether or not they would power the ship? Or
Not power it, but help. You know, help
Right,
alleviate
No,
the. Well, first of all, let's make sure we're done with Alpha 9 here, right? So the wireless controllers are installed. The cargo's been swapped over.
Right.
Small constructors, we're not worried about those?
That's up to you.
Well, that's up to everybody in here. What do you got? You guys think that's important? Or?
Do you have
couple,
room
yeah.
for 'em? Yeah.
If you got room for them, they're nice for small components.
And as far as grow plots goes, he has 4 24s.
What? Oh, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I have 4 18s.
2 smalls would be enough constructor wise.
For some reason, I counted them as 4 wide. So yeah, he's got 4 18s.
You gotta do something different with them, though. Don't just stack them on top of each other.
You mean his typical one upside down, one right side up, one on top of the other? Oh, he's getting all fancy. I actually kind of like the way that looks. Yeah, I was wondering what it would look like if you turned it sideways. Yeah, I like it the other way. Just personal opinion.
Alright, 4 small constructors installed. So how are we doing on power?
You currently have 1% left.
No, I mean the modifications.
It's consuming almost 2 kilos with only a max output of 800 kilos. So output far exceeds consumption. But you're consuming almost 2 kilos. I'm assuming it's per minute.
So I mean, you've modified the signal logic and all that?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for you to be done so that with all the I'm now done, the auto group can be done, and then I can go about doing the signal logic on it.
All right, well, let's make sure here.
And since you're obviously building this as a premium, any HV or SV components you want to add to it.
It doesn't really no real benefit.
Well, that's why I mentioned it. I figured I'd at least get that out of the way. If something came to mind, then you would, that would might prompt you for it.
Oh, we
But I
need to
couldn't-
add back the gravity generator. I took it out earlier. Shit, where did we put?
Now, I know Shattered Realm kind of talks about it, but have you thought about offline protection as well?
There's no offline protection on it.
I don't know. I didn't look. And I didn't see it anywhere.
Yeah, there's not. Okay, I'll have to add that. Okay. Let's see here. Where the hell do we put that?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna remove this. This isn't important here. We've already got this in the other room.
Is there a particular reason why you've got a gap hole right here between your square block for lag shot and the outer wall?
What?
Okay. From where you are, facing straight forward, walk through your wall.
You mean the spacing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you also have a square block in the middle of all your lag shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was intended or not. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Do I want? This is 1. 2. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to have it exposed.
Hey, are you have your sentry turrets in here on like some kind of signal logic or something?
Motion sensors, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I meant when I said signal logic. Where the hell is the sensor?
We'll find the planet that beats Alba now.
Where?
In Xerax space. 2.6 G.
Whoa.
I'm glad my ship can handle it. Well, my SV anyway. Jeez, 2.6 Gs. Holy cow. Oh, now that's slick looking. Now, is there a particular reason why you've got cryo chambers in here?
Cause space.
I was gonna say, aside from space and looks.
Cause space.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue. I was just curious.
Where's the best place for?
Did you remove the core?
Yeah, I removed the core. Huh?
Oh, okay.
Was in the right place.
That explains why it went dark all of a sudden. fuel tanks are full.
All right, so
That's a lot of freaking fuel.
offline protection turn.
160,000. I hope this thing has at least an hour's flight time in Atmo with that much fuel.
I disconnected in space, man. This game.
$160,000 isn't a big deal. My CV holds over 400.
Nice.
400K?
Yep, and every 4 is protected by a layer of its own combat steel.
Good Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's thoroughly protected.
I would hope so. The only chain reaction you're going to get is within that cell itself. Minus a few
Yep.
blocks of combat steel on the process, but... Okay. Oh. I know something you can add to this ship. SV, an SV detector.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'll do that. Alright, find a place for this offline protection that's meaningful. It must be meaningful. What's up with here?
Well, while you're doing that,
Meaningful.
I'll go ahead and spawn out.
Hey, Viper Weasel, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the stream.
That way you'll have it available to you.
Yeah, that is super meaningful right there. Alright, what would you say?
Offline protection. I'm not offline. An SV detector.
Oh, okay.
There you go. It's out here.
Now, is that higher than a HV detector? What has more range?
HV and SV are the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Max range 2500. Max range 2500. Yeah, they're based. It's just different textures for them. They both have the same amount of information, weights and volumes and stuff like that on them. I just figured you'd want to use the SV as opposed to the HV, so you wouldn't have some kind of like antenna sticking off the ship. This way, it would be like a little bitty one block that you could essentially hide inside the ship somewhere.
It's not airtight, is it? Can you see if it's airtight?
Un momento, por favor.
So what's the typical protocol for when you're floating in space and your ship is maybe on cruise control, heading away from you?
Actually, no, it should stop. Unless you had auto brake
Well,
turned off.
I did have auto brake turned off.
No. Yeah, it would still stop. If you're not in the seat, it'd stop.
And the answer to your question is that it doesn't provide that information as to whether it's airtight or not.
It's not.
Turn oxygen on. You'll know then. Oh, you're looking for a certain
Or
Yeah, I
use
was
the debug menu.
specific door.
I was looking at the detector in the device menu, and it doesn't specify whether it's airtight or not.
Alright, well, we got one in here on the bridge.
Just use the debug menu and look at it.
Yeah, it's fine. I was gonna put it somewhere where I was worried, but this is a better place for it anyway, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I was like, where'd you put it? I don't see it.
Yeah.
Boy, it makes that thing huge
Yeah.
when it goes from an SV into a CV. Surprised you didn't put it right here next to the wireless controller.
Yeah.
Center of the ship on the ceiling, right above the glass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it fit. It probably would.
That would be cool. I wonder what that would look like. That's interesting. Put an armored cockpit in a CV. Just want to see what that would look like. Let's see here.
Okay, question. Never mind.
Hmm.
Can't see that one. Okay, now I do have a question.
Hmm.
You have a ventilator in here in the growth? There it is. Never mind. I see it now. It's hiding.
I got a question you gotta check out. Not use it, but what happens if you take an SV armored cockpit? Can you put that on a CV?
That's literally what I'm doing right now.
Is it? I gotta pay attention. I'm busy flying in space with a jetpack.
Using it as a decoy.
Or just using it, period, just to make a really cool looking fighter CV.
Oh,
I'm just wondering if it would make it bigger and more armor.
Yeah, look.
No, it wouldn't change its arm. Whoa.
It ups its armor. 1600.
Yeah, bigger? Yes. More armored? No. It won't change that value, but it will change its size. That is a big cockpit. And guess what? No. You need to get out.
Why?
So you could see what this looks.
Oh, to see what it looks. What, you're gonna go in it? Let me see.
I don't know that I can get in it. Oh, there we go.
What the fuck?
The messed up thing is, from the inside of the cockpit, it looks like you're sitting in an SV cockpit. There's nothing wrong. From the outside of the cockpit, that's what you see.
It's like Ant-Man. This is hilarious. Look at it. Looks like you're just free diving into it. Oh, that's funny.
I can't get in the seat. I need phone books.
you have to put some blocks on your shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Oh, that's why I was like, you need to get out. You need to get out. You gotta see what this looks like.
That's funny. Oh my god. Yeah. Alright, get out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I can control the ship with this. Cool.
Yeah, you need to put at least 2 of them on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put one as a quick QRF cockpit in the hangar so that you can quickly get out of some shit. I'll do that now.
That was funny. Oh my god. Somebody on Twitch clipped that.
Oh, that was good.
I don't think I've ever seen something so humorous in Empyrion ever. You've pulled some crazy stunts on your Let's Play series and whatnot, but nothing that good. That's funny. I'd say I can't really see a good place for it.
Well, it doesn't have to be that one, so I'd pick the smallest one, and I'm thinking. I'm actually thinking up on the wall. Like, I don't want it to be in the way of parking, right? I don't want it to minimize the parking capability here. So I'm like.
Ironically enough, the smallest one, size-wise, is cockpit number 5.
What's the length? 3, right?
It's a 324. The rest
That's
of them are
4.
either, yeah, the rest of them are either a 335, 229, or a 326. It's actually the cockpit 5 is actually the smallest one in the group. I mean, if this hangar door wasn't like here, I'm not saying to get rid of it. I'm just saying that, you know, having that cockpit right here in the center would actually be a feasible place for like a jump seat type cockpit.
Let me grab this thing here. Oh, something on my Steam wishlist is on sale. Ark Survival Evolved. Yeah, right. I'll put it on my wishlist.
You don't have that game yet?
I don't. Isn't that nuts?
You've never played Ark?
Nope.
Nope. And I never will.
No, that's the survival game.
Yeah, that's
It could be the survival game of the entire millennia, era, century, whatever time frame you want to put it as. I still will never play it.
Ark is fun.
They really need to work on the textures on those small constructors. They got Z fighting on the bottoms of them. That's interesting. Oh, creative jetpack won't work properly.
You're able to jetpack up there?
That's why I was saying in creative, jetpack doesn't
Oh,
work
yeah.
properly. So I can't really test that to determine whether or not I could reach it or not. I know without it, regular jump, no. There's no way to reach that. Creative jetpack, yeah, I can get all the way to here and stay there. And there's an idea to really screw with people's heads. Once you get that framed in, take the cockpit out, turn it upside down, and put it back in. Because if I'm not mistaken, you get ejected from the cockpit based on the direction, or in this case...
Oh shit, you're right. So that's gonna screw people. It's gonna put them in the wall.
Yeah, it'll try to eject them up into the roof. But if you take it out and flip it upside down...
Then you'll be piloting it upside down then.
No, you'd only be piloting it upside down if you were piloting from inside the cockpit with that view only. But because most people pilot third-person view, especially with a ship this big where you just can't see anything anyway.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll turn you upside down. I think it would still put the camera right side up.
I got a better idea. It's a 4 by what?
It's a 3 by 2 by 4. 3 wide,
4 long,
2
right?
tall, 4 long.
You don't really need it.
Oh, we need it.
Build a new build with it.
No, we need it, sir.
Okay.
Stop that.
See, Sig, if you hadn't have said anything, although he was already thinking about it, if you hadn't have said anything, it wouldn't have reinforced his idea.
I was just curious if it worked, like, if it gave it more
Did you
armor
see?
or something as it
Did
gets
you-
bigger. You know?
Did you see on the stream what it looked like?
I did.
Okay. That's not bad looking. For lack of a better way of putting it, it looks like you took part of the Delta Flyer and stuck it in the floor. Of course, you could always put a matching one on the other side, but...
Oh, we're going to, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's cool. Yeah, Yeah, I'll say I don't think they've quite mastered the arts. That still looks cool though. I mean, now that you're doing that and you're putting that little flare on the back, just being me so it doesn't get in the way of that so-called landing pad or parking pad, I would probably move the cockpit forward one block. So
Yeah,
that
we
little
could.
arc wouldn't sit on that little gray stripe.
We can move it after.
Other than that, I like the way that looks.
Get on the ground, sir.
Right?
Get on the ground, sir.
What's everyone up to?
Not a whole lot, Sobe.
Putting a base on Xerax Prime.
Oh, you went there before me. You made it.
Yep. We also finished the trophy hunter finally.
Finally.
Yep. It is now a completable mission from start to finish. No matter where you're at.
Oh,
It
yeah?
is. It is.
So exactly how many times is a creepy supposed to spawn?
Hey, I didn't say that they spawned regularly or that they were not a rare spawn. I just said the mission was a completable mission. No
Yeah,
matter
it's probably
where
the
you're
rare
at.
spawn.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, no spawn in 3 hours. It's pretty rare.
Well, no spawn for you.
I mean, what did
No
you do?
soup for you.
Right. So, what did you ever do to make them hate you so much to go into hiding?
Kill him.
Oh, well, see, there's your problem.
So who all made it to
Well,
Xerox?
that would be a solution.
Oh, and there's a planet Terra that rivals Alba now. 2.6.
Mm-hmm. Mex or Tex or something like that.
Text
It was-
913A.
It was pretty beefy last time too. I think it was like 2.1 or 2.2. It wasn't that high.
Yeah, well, at the time, Abenel was only 1.7, so. I don't know too many ships that could actually be able to fly in a 2.6 gravity.
Fortunately, mine did.
You just don't overload it. Or better yet, pop out the controllers.
I was referring to fly in it empty.
I would say
What?
just about anything with an XL can fly empty just fine. But it's gonna like suck your tank dry.
Well, that's what I was referring to is, you know, normal SV build, normal CV build, you know, normal average run-of-the-mill thrusters, unless it's like a huge beefy one, I can't see many things actually being able to fly in that gravity.
What are you building? XCaliber?
A great.
Hmm.
What color did you put on that? Because from back here, they actually look like the military OD green. Oh, that's kind of cool. You know, like the Humvee green. That actually looks really good. I would have never thought to put them in the floor. I'd have been looking, you know, somewhere else to put them like you were doing originally. But I like them I like them where you have them.
Wow, you're actually here. Sig just showed up.
Shots fired. I
Took
know,
the
right?
turning wheels off.
I'm on my way to Xerox Homeworld. I don't know what you're talking about.
he just flying through. Figured he'd stop by, say hi, say goodbye.
I gotta give him a gun.
Windows, was it you that said that you had like several of the epic pulses?
Yeah, you need one.
Yes, sir. I think we had that discussion, but we never met up for me to get one from you.
Yep.
Okay. If you happen to be anywhere near Dogman's base, there is a HV and a jet black SV that are sitting side by side on the big long platform.
How am I freezing?
Never
Okay.
mind. You can't access them. I just dawned on me they're on private.
Is this
Never
thing not
mind.
airtight?
I was gonna say, if you just happen to be flying by, to see if you can throw it in one of the base cargo boxes.
Alright.
I'll pick it up whenever I'm on there next. Alright, X. Unless you pull something out of your derriere for what needs to be added next, I can't think of anything, and I've even looked through the menus to see other stuff. Unless Sig or Zovia or somebody else goes, well, what about
Carpet. Do you have a carpet somewhere?
Does the core give off heat?
the core? No. Well, wait a minute, hold on. No, they don't. Or at least not that it's listed as part of their information.
Hmm.
I'd have to look in the YAML to find out for sure.
Weird. It could just be a bug.
All right, I'm out, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
You too, buddy.
So you fix
Take
your
it easy.
Hmm.
Alright, we got a spawn pad and a factory here.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Nah, it's gonna have to be tomorrow at this point. For me, anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Windows, if you need that plasma cannon, it's in one of the boxes.
Alright. We'll worry about it later.
Arms box or something like that.
We'll worry about it later.
Damn it, man! You get out of my cookie jar. I was just looking at the HV med station and comparing it to the regular med station. So I was like, damn it, man, get out of my cookie jar. Because you could actually use it, because they both, the regular med station for CVs and bases, and use or consume the same amount of power that the HV does. But the HV version actually does some of the extra side effect, curing some of the side effects that the other 4 stations do separately. That, and it weighs much less by like half as much. So you could actually help reduce the amount of weight that you have as well. Let me guess, you don't have an ammo box in here anywhere, do you? Okay. That's easy. I can tell you where to put it. And I'm not meaning that in a bad way. The floor you're standing over right now, is that all lag shot flooring? Or is it solid square blocks? Nope, it's lag shot. My thought is that center block where you've got the little nice pretty texture X-shaped design on it, make that the actual ammo block, and all the gray squares that are inside the yellow, make them your extensions for as many as you'd like to have for ammo. That way it's centrally located within the hangar bay itself, and you're not trying to find room in the walls.
What's the purpose of the build?
How many different weapon types are on this ship? Okay, we'll go on the high side and say 6. I'm assuming you would like to have at least more than one batch of said ammo in said ammo box. Probably like 2 stacks worth after reloading.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna get off chat. I'll watch the stream.
Alright, Sig.
I'll talk to you guys later.
See, so
Good night.
I mean, I can't see you needing more than maybe 1 extension. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I mean, it's not. Granted, yeah, it can store a lot of ammo, but 8,000 SU. Is that right? And I don't think CV weapons actually. I think CV ammo is about the same weight-wise as it is for any of the other ones. Yeah, like 1 SU. See if you've got plasma charges, or you
Your ship is called the Xerex Prime 1.
okay? You've got laser
It's mine.
charges. They're
Oh.
They're 2 SU apiece.
You went back outside already?
Yeah, I need
Uh,
to get something for a blue.
Oh, are you talking about the P menu? Okay. You have 150 millimeter homing missiles, the LS 2 charge, 160 millimeter missiles, flak shell CVs, plasma charge CVs, 15 mil projectile. Okay, LS. You got the LS charge CV and the LS charge 2 CV.
What did you need, Sylvia?
I gotta get some more stuff for some blueprints.
And then of all the rounds, you've got a PL charge CV, then the 15 mil, and the projectile. And that's it. Yeah, because you still don't have any 15 mil or projectile in there.
Oh shit. I turned my turrets on and it started blowing up the station. That
Whoops.
sucks.
Just turn off.
Yeah, but I didn't want drones to attack the ship while I'm
Yeah.
transferring.
Well, they don't come over too often.
Yeah,
Often
so
enough.
you should be able to get away with having like full stacks of everything if you've got like one extra cargo extension for 16,000. Oh, well then yeah, you should be able to hold one stack of each.
This would be considered a base, right?
And there's 8 weapon types on this thing. So, but some of them are all internal, like the sentry gun. So,
So if I tell it to stop attacking bases, it should stop attacking this, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds about right.
Sweet. Now for the long, arduous task.
I'm so glad that these passenger seats you've got back here in the back are actual CV passenger seats and not SV passenger seats.
Why? What's the difference?
He's got 2 SV armored cockpits in the hangar bay of the CV, and when you sit in them, first person view, you look like you're sitting in a normal cockpit, like you're flying an SV. but the person that's on the outside of the cockpit looking in, as XCal puts it, you look like you're Ant-Man trying to steer a ship. That you should be sitting on some phone books and have some blocks attached to your shoes, and
What he's saying is you look small.
very, very small comparatively.
I'll give you the bridge version.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
You can only carry 45 fusion cells. It's gonna be painful.
Oh yeah. That takes a while.
Oh yeah, more than a while. Like all night.
Well, there are 4 Prometheum deposits on that planet that I was talking about. They're all guarded by a shit ton of Xerax bases and drones. After that, I guess it'll be meteorites.
We hope. We need some long-range Wi-Fi. Plant some extenders across the galaxy. Let's go.
Let's see here.
Okay, I'm back.
Many guns do I have? I could put 2 more sentry guns on there.
far as signal logic goes, are you going to want to have the same kind of signal logic on this one that I did for the other one, where when you land, the sentry turrets come out?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens, by the way, Zovia. Connect to a logistics chamber, go through the portal, and it kicks you.
Yep.
Now it can't start the game.
So, in other words, what you're trying to say, Sobi, is that if you're going to go through a portal, make sure you are not connected to any kind of a logistics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good to know.
Because you'd probably be able to actually use it.
Hey, Knight Rider, what's going on? Lurking away. I see you.
Honestly, actually, it probably creates a completely different instance, this whole area.
Probably. But because you're connected to logistics and the portal is, I guess you could say, relative to space and time type of thing, it's pretty much just like walking through a doorway. But they've got to have, I guess they have to have some way of being able to disconnect you from it. So the only way they can get around it is just kicking you out of the game.
How did I end up in my cockpit, though?
Server save. As far as what it thought the last time that it saw you client-wise.
Yeah, I have all my items still.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's not unusual. It's pretty much the same thing as like you remember whenever you had to come pick me up and my ship was at the temple, but I was like way out in the middle of the lake? I think that was you. Might have been Fixius. Anyway. I had gotten to the temple in my little SV that was given to me. I went to turn my ship so that I could sit it flat against the wall in the little SV bay that they've got, and my game decided it wanted to lag out and crash. So when I closed it, started the game back up again. Instead of being in the temple,
You got it,
I
Sig.
was 2 kilometers
Yeah,
away.
it should be
in the
pretty
middle of
much
the lake.
done, man. Just
Well,
doing the fine
started in the
tuning
air
and the
from about
efficiency stuff for the
500
power and
feet
all
up,
that.
but-
Should be good to go.
I landed in the middle of the lake 2 kilometers away from the temple. So somehow or another, the server said that my ship is at the temple, but I personally was still 2 kilometers away from the temple at the time. So it's probably the same kind of, we'll call it bug.
How much can you carry with epic armor?
Same 700.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
lame.
700.
What was an increased carry weight?
Yeah, I was hoping so.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
It is 4 times the armor value.
There we go.
I don't know about that. Hold on.
Yeah, so because this doesn't have any extra weapons or anything, it's really not going to be all that expensive. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not going to be all that expensive, to be honest. Not much different than the Crucible, really. I mean, it's relatively the same thing. It's just different. It's bigger, but it doesn't have anything more per se. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be too much. I mean, it does have double the furnaces, so it would be a little more expensive, but not a lot. Not a lot.
There's an interesting little bug.
60.
That's what you want to call it.
So once you get the fuel of or the power and all that sorted, I'm gonna take it into survival and we'll do a cargo test on it. Make sure this thing can lift and all that.
All right. Now I noticed you added in or added back the max power. Or am I imagining?
No,
things?
I didn't do anything with it.
Because I could have swore I deleted the max power signal logic.
Crucible sale.
And it's back. Now, are you?
Buy one get one. Buy one get one half off.
Are you wanting to keep the tier 1 generators?
No, if we don't need them, no.
Okay, well then for now, I'm going to turn them off.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I might think I'm imagining things, but Sim was here earlier and he may have actually done it.
Done what?
Added the signal logic back just to screw with me.
What, on here?
Yeah.
I didn't see Sam here.
Yeah, he was. He was only here for a moment, but he was here long enough he could have done it.
I don't
If
think
he
you did
did.
it.
If he did, that's funny. Okay.
I really like the looks of it. That thing you're making.
Oh, thanks. It's half of the Saber one. This was actually, technically, this was the first premium vehicle on Shattered Realm. We, I built it for Shattered Realm and then I released it on my workshop. So it's like a big conflict with Spange because he made a video for this before Shattered Realm was even launched. And then I went and put it on my workshop because, like, just miscommunication. So he released this whole video and he's like, he said in the video, he's like, you know, you have to wait to get this. This is exclusive on Shattered Realm. And then it's already on my workshop. It's like, damn. Yeah.
So much for that.
Right? Yeah, so then I ended up making, I made like 2 other builds that were exclusively Shattered or whatever, make up for it. Still gotta finish that tank. I was making a premium tank a while back and I didn't finish it. Oh, what is that?
Now you want all the
Right.
sentry guns on
Yeah.
the outside. You
Thanks,
want all the
Zach.
sentry guns that are on the outside of the ship tied into the landing gear, so when you land, they come out.
Yeah. I should do some perimeter lighting, yeah.
Yeah, just do it like you did that other ship. The one you were just using on Shattered Realm today. Do me a favor, real quick. get in the cockpit, raise the ship up, and then land it again? Okay, good. I was setting the sentry guns and they to the landing gear, and all of them were retracting instead of extending or staying extended. I wanted to make sure I was setting them right.
All right, Sig. Catch you later, man.
Oh, for the love of God, I hate that freaking bug.
Yeah, Jet said this is for Shattered Realm. This is going to be a premium vehicle. Yeah, so this does have 2 built-in multi-turrets. Oh, yeah, I'm on Karaf, yeah. Got Draconis in here with me. I took out the warp drive tank earlier and didn't put that back. So I figure these boxes in the hangar that are like against the wall, those could be like personal boxes. So you would just label it like Zovia's box, you know, Sobi's box, whatever, and that would be like your personal loadout or whatever.
Yeah, like lockers.
Yeah. Hey,
Did the
Strange
stream
Brews, what's
die,
up, man?
or is it just on my end?
Just your end.
Yeah, weird.
Let's do some testing of stuff here. Strange Brews, no, this is the Shirosei Day show. This is a vehicle that I've had in my workshop for a while, but we've now updated it to Alpha 9 and made it a premium vehicle.
Yeah, say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, it's got 2 furnaces, 2 deconstructors, ATM, SV cockpits, all kinds of weird shit, detector. Yeah, so you could line up 3 of those on each side. Let's see how the Tonto gets in here.
Welcome back.
Dang it. Yeah, so it fits the Tonto inside, and of course you could put 3 of them on the top if you need to. Ready to go.
We need courier services for credits. XCal.
So you're not ready to go yet.
Courier services?
Yeah. Cross the void.
Yeah, so I think another one of my premium vehicles is going to be the cargo blade with all CV extensions, thrusters, and shit, so that it can hold. I guess that would be, it's 2 systems, right? So is it 2 or 1?
What's that?
It's like 112K system.
It's just 1 full system? I thought I did 2.
12K. I thought it was 12K.
Oh, you get you a big carapace over here.
Yeah. But I'm stuck in loading. I'm dead.
Oh.
Oh, it is
Take a
only
while
one
to get enough
system.
fuel for this.
So convert this to all CV extensions, and then it'll be a 32,000 system. That's kind of lame. One's not a lot. Yeah, I never do that, Strange Brews. I've never really messed with it that way. Yeah, I think I would just make something completely new instead of converting the cargo blade. Cause that'd be cool, right? Have a it's basically a cargo CV, but in the size of an SV. And I mean to put like a CV warp drive on it too, and a CV warp tank and all that. Well, I guess just a tank. The warp drive is a tank, right?
That would be pretty cool.
I think people would like that. Be able to haul like an obscene amount of stuff for trading and stuff.
I would like that, yeah.
It's gonna be 20 warps per stack of fusion cells.
Ouch.
Okay. I would suggest at this point, XCal, no auto grouping. I
Why?
have your max thrust grouping set up so that the signal logic will apply to those specific items that you already had set. That way, your RCS switch will not affect those RCSs.
I'd rather not do the because it's a premium vehicle. People are gonna auto group.
I know.
I'd rather they not.
Testing purposes, that's what you wanted to do, so that's why I did that separate group, so that you can test it for actual max lift.
Oh, okay.
And for max RCS and whatnot, so that for testing purposes to see if what you had set up will work in a survival.
Okay.
That way you can go take it into survival and you can test it out. And I think it was it you, Sobi, that it showed me where the gravity was for a planet?
No.
Then that was probably Fixius again. My bad. Y'all two kind of sound alike, at least from memory at this point. Voice-wise, that is. Anyway, you can actually change the gravity setting for a single-player planet. If you've already got one that you want to test it on, and it's easy to fix. You don't even have to exit all the way out of the game. You can do that whenever you get out of multiplayer before you load into single player.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what you're saying is go ahead and test it and see.
Yeah, it's ready to go to be tested. And if you want to test it on a higher gravity planet, I can show you how to change the gravity setting to get, say, for instance, Abenel's gravity.
Are we on stream?
Yep.
Yep.
I stream.
I stream. So if you want to test it on a higher gravity, okay, you won't be able to change it from there though.
Hmm.
You'd have to actually start the game and then exit the game to change the gravity on it. You literally have to change the template for the planet.
Oh, yeah. I'll just go into Shatterground. That's fine. We're just doing weight tests. We're not attacking anything or shooting anything.
I get that.
No, I was talking to the stream.
But what I was saying is that if you were to start a survival world, then I could show you how to edit one of the planet playfields so that it would have a higher gravity for testing purposes, and then you could have one that's like the normal 1G.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'm heading out. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
All right, Windows.
see ya.
Later.
All right. Strange, are you still here in
Yeah.
chat? Oh, okay. One thing you may need to do when you're doing the copy paste from, say, SV to CV or CV to SV is after you've highlighted the object you want to copy and you've clicked the copy button, you need to get rid of the bounding box that you drew around that object so that you no longer are using that object or that bounding box. Then you go to the ship that you're wanting to paste it onto and then open up the build tools selection and then click a spot somewhere on the ship so that you can use that space bounding box to paste it into, and that's when you would click the paste button. Because if you still have the bounding box, say on the CV, and you go to paste it onto the SV, yeah, as far as the game knows, you're just pasting that block in a different location.
Yeah.
You're not saying I want this device actually on this build over here. So it looks at it as two different things.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to play it a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of knowing how to manipulate the copy paste tool.
Zoe, are you carrying your stuff over?
Yeah, I did that earlier.
How much did you bring with you?
Half stack of fusion cells.
Okay, so on Albanel, I'm reaching 203 power usage. Let me turn max thrust on.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to turn max thrust, well, power usage, that's not, max thrust isn't going to do anything about it.
Okay.
You're still going to go over power. What that is basically you need more generator. So all the T1 generators are currently turned off. All that does is give you more thrust and more RCS. So if you're wanting to get it to down under, like say 85%, you have to go into the generators.
Okay, so now it's doing it, but this is
Yeah.
empty, of course.
Yeah, this is empty, and you're at 78% with max thrust, max RCS. So yeah, you're gonna need every bit of that, every bit of those generators. Remember, you're gonna have to get out of God mode first. You're still floating. Orbit value hasn't changed. I don't think you can get any more in it. Scroll the cargo box down. See if you can hit the bottom. Yep. You've completely filled it. So you can be in God mode for that. You can't overfill it. And you're still floating, so. After you get them both filled, I would suggest trying to turn off the max thrust and see if you still float. You don't even need it.
Oh man, RCS though. I have no RCA.
No, I'm saying is you don't need the lift to be able to stay in the air. That
Oh, there
that's
we go.
why.
Okay.
That's something I was going to point out to you. All the down thrusters, you didn't have any of them assigned to max thrust. They were all just listed as normal thrusters. So
Okay, so you need max thrust to take off though. To go vertical there.
yeah.
Yeah, I
the
mean
other
it works though.
directions. Yeah, the other directions had some, but the down didn't. So the only way to determine how many of those thrusters with a fully loaded cargo on Abenel you would need, you'd have to manually start going through the down thrust and start turning some of them off until you start dropping out of the air. At that point, you know where your threshold is.
Wait. What?
Okay.
The
all of your
downward
down-
thrust? All the downward
all-
thrust is when you say downward thrust, you mean the thrust that makes you go down.
No.
The thrust that makes you go up.
The downward thrust.
I don't think I
that's
would mess with that though.
That's the thrust that is currently trying to push your ship up.
I don't
or
think that would
keeping
mess
it
with that.
from-
Well, with these mediums, I guess. Yeah, I guess with the mediums, they could be set to max thrust. That's not how I had it, all the mediums?
You didn't have any of them set. You only had the forward, back, up, and left and right. All the down to help you lift off the ground, or to be able to stay in the air. All of those were all set. So not that one. Scroll up to scroll up to the thrusters. That group. All of your downs, none of them are set to max thrust. Looks like you're still floating. Is that all the mediums?
Mm-hmm.
Still floating. You're not even sinking. Except when you tell it to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fast, but it works. So, I mean, all the mediums can be off in normal atmosphere. Easy.
Or you could use some of the mediums for normal, and the other ones are larger thrusts, right?
Well, those are more efficient, so leave the more efficient ones, the ones we use all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with this.
Yeah, so, and you really, in all honesty,
280,
you're fully
78.
loaded down, I'm assuming, except for having added extra ships and stuff of that nature. And you're still floating. Which means you really don't even need the other thrusters.
Yeah, but there is a planet more dense than this even. I'll leave them. But we don't.
It's Tex 913A. It's got a 2.6 gravity.
Alright, we're good. So you're gonna do the same power save thing and all that?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, guys, in the stream. So that's gonna be it for this one. So look for this on Shattered Realm as soon as tomorrow. It's gonna be in the premium catalog. Not sure of the price yet,
that
but
quick?
yeah, we're pretty much done. So we're gonna get this thing up there. So I will catch you guys on the next stream, which will be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll catch you all then. You guys have a good one.